I lost my train of thought. Hello, everybody. How's it going? It has been a hot minute since I've done ASMR content. Oh, I hear my echo. It'll come and go. It's fine. It's fine. How are you? I hope you're doing fine. It's been a while. That's fine. That's fine. This is what this stream is all about. Go to sleep. Just leave this on, plug in some headphones, and that's what I'm here to do for y'all. So you can go back to sleep. It's been a while, like I was saying, since I got into since I done ASMR stuff. Just 'cause like I had some stuff going on, dad stuff and everything. It's mostly more of like a mental thing too. But anyways, yeah. I was talking about something right before I I opened or I started streaming. I was like, oh, I thought about the ads because I'm like, oh shoot, since I'm not like, I don't know if it's like if you're partnered, that's when you can disable ads, but I think there's always ads. I'm not sure. The only weird thing though is that, and I don't know if this is gonna like solve my. It's not a problem. See, because I have two phones. I got an iPhone and I have an old phone, which is an Android. And I don't know if it's because I'm also a streamer on Twitch, but no, that doesn't make any sense because it's like phone dependent. So when I'm on my iPhone and I go to different anyone's channels, I don't get ads, like zero ads. I don't have Nitro or whatever it's called. I don't have like that Twitch Prime or something. Well, I do, but like even before that, it's like an iPhone thing. I don't know what it is because if I log into my account on my Android, I get ads. Like, oh my gosh, I understand like the trouble, the constant barrage of ads that people have to go through whenever I'm on my Android on Twitch, but I usually don't do that unless I'm like trying to help a fellow streamer, and then I'll open up that phone and just let the ads play. Anyways, yeah, that was like one of the things I was worried about turning on the ASMR stream because I'm like, oh shoot, like what if people don't have an iPhone and they have to sit through ads? Because like even now, I got a notification, something about pre-rolls. They're off. Like I guess once you join my stream, if you're new to my channel, I think you get ads or something, like for a minute. I'm trying to do it as minimal as possible. I think that's it. And now it's telling me like the pre-rolls are off for like 10 minutes. Well, for now another 9 minutes. So I think that means that I'm going to I think I'll have the like opportunity to run ads, but I wouldn't do that on ASMR. I would hate that if I'm like laying down in bed, trying to sleep, especially on a Sunday night. It's like, oh, tomorrow's Monday, oh, school, work, blah 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 blah. If I'm like laying down and I can't sleep and I just want some like soothing ASMR and an ad plays, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So Twitch, please, if Twitch moderators are listening or watching, please turn off the ads during all ASMR streams, please, I beg. But yeah, anyways, we're back at this. The same with the YouTube channel. It's like I started uploading to that again because actually the ASMR YouTube channel has been the most promising channel so far that I've started. My gaming channel. I don't know. Like I have to put too much time into editing, but I found something that's gonna help me. But the ASMR channel is like double the subscribers. I think I'm at like 103 now. 103. I'm excited for that. Okay, I'm excited for that. I'm gonna skip this terrifying music. Yeah. So like, I'm gonna start that again. I don't know if I'll like upload the Twitch VODs to that particular channel. Oh yeah, if you guys are curious to see like what kind of content I am creating, I think you have to search for this name on YouTube. I mean, I could put a link, but actually, why don't I do that? So, yeah, what kind of ASMR sounds if you guys are laying on your phone still and able to type, and if you still have some consciences left to request what kind of sounds. I got a bunch of stuff tonight. I got like these little spiky balls that I love. Look at these. Look at them. They're so spiky, aren't they? Let me change this song because there's birds in this song, and I gotta tell you, when I hear birds in an ASMR, like a channel, I'm like, what the frick, is it morning? Okay, what else we got? We got little plastic ball. Oh my god! Look, because I have the. Oh, I hate to be so excited about ASMR too, because I know that some people are trying to rest. But look at this ball. It's like black matter. It's just because I have the green screen background or whatever. But this is pretty tappity. It's one of the items. So imagine drifting off to sleep too. It's like kind of like a crackling fire, and listen it when I turn on the reverb and do it with the tapping. It's like extra crackly. There's other things I have, like this long pipe tube thingy, which actually sounds kind of nice. It sounds like you're inside of a tube. Oh, let's see if my other mics are working. It's not, those mics aren't working as well. I gotta figure out what's wrong with them. I think it's because of all the filters. I put like a sound limiter and like all these other limiters, because upstairs neighbors are like, they're loud and they laugh really loud, and I think they were watching The Office. So I had to turn on all the limiters onto these mics right here, but when they're not like fully limited, then you can hear like left to right, kind of like what's that word? Not ethereal, like surround sound, I guess, you know. But it's not that great right now because of the limiters. That's good. It's supposed to vibrate like the nerve receptors in your brain. If you take a look at like the science, if you're a nerd like me, if you take a look at the science of ASMR, it's supposed to like activate some sort of receptors in the brain that induce feelings of like calmness and just relaxation, which is why it's still a thing. It's not just like it's not a phase. Like it's not a trend. I mean, yes, companies have tried to, you know, monetize off of it, and yeah, why not, right? But like, it's a thing. it's a real thing. It's not just like, oh, this hippity bibbity magic hocus pocus thing. And I think it has a lot to do with like, you know, um, the negative side is like traumatic events. So like if you're someone who has had trauma in their life, certain things, events, people, or just like places will trigger that traumatic experience and cause negative emotion. On the flip side, when it comes to ASMR, I feel like it has something to do with that, but in the positive sense, or when you were a child, you experienced certain sounds, and I think that those sounds were like, oh, let me change this bird music. I think those sounds, like, obviously, you know, you'll hear them throughout your life, so, but if they were things that you heard and they brought about like positive emotions, for example, like the lowing hum, like, let's say you slept in a room and you were close to the fridge or something, and you could hear like that low humming sound, like, you know what a fridge sounds like at night when everything's quiet. It's just, I can't do it. I don't think so. We're just like, just go, I can't right now, but I'll practice it. I promise. But you know what I'm talking about. So let's say that you had like a happy time going to bed, and that was like the last thing you would hear as you drift to sleep. So then, and other sounds that are like more obvious are light rain, or like, or hard rain for that matter. You know, some people like that hard rain sound. Other people prefer more of like the light rain, which would be, okay, I don't know if I have it with me, but like I think that's what tapping sort of simulates. Because if you like listen close, let me turn on the reverb. It may resemble like like it's close to the frequencies at least of falling rain just outside your window. Unless you live in somewhere where it never rains, that'd be weird. What happened to the music? Next. Or it's like crackling fire. Like a campfire. There's a sound, a particular sound that I really like to emulate. I don't know if I can do it with this brush. This is a brush I got. If you want, I can brush your hair. You can request that. And it'll sort of look like this, I guess. I can be like, alright, hold still. Let me just brush your hair. Whoops, one sec. I'm kind of new to this hair brushing. Actually, I'm not. I've been brushing kids' hair for like 10 years. Oh, let me do this side here. Alright. I don't know why. It keeps on stopping. Okay. I'll do this side of your hand. nice and smooth. Let me comb that right in front of your face. Alright, we're gonna change that low tribal humming. That was kind of weird. I should have taken a look at the playlist beforehand, but that's okay. Okay. So this is the sound that I just love it to emulate. To me, it sounds like there's rain outside, right? And it's picking up hard. I gotta do this slower. I need something. One moment. What can I use? What about this? What if I just use this? No, it's too rough. Maybe this. There. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that soft rain outside. 1 second. Okay. So like, not quite like that, but maybe if I just use my finger. I think I've come to the end of the music playlist here. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's do this rain. See, what I'm trying to do is like a rain and thunder, like thunder in the distance combo, which would be like, I'm just trying to get the rain sound right. You gotta tell me. You gotta say that sounds like thunder. Come on. At least to me it does. And when I was a kid, I used to love hearing thunder. I would love lightning so much that my mom would tell me stories. Let me take off reverb so I can tell you a little story about myself. So when I was a wee lad, I would stand whenever there was like a lightning storm, and we could see it, like it lights up the whole sky, and then like seconds later, 2, or sometimes it's like 5, or like when it's later, when it delays longer, that's like it builds up more anticipation. It's just like you see like a bright light, just like rays in the sky, and it's all dark. And then it darkens again, and then you just wait. And I wait, and I would stare out the window. We had a big window in the living room. And I would stare and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then all of a sudden you'd hear. And I'm just like, my face would light up like with a huge smile, and I would be like, oh sweet, there's another one, and I would just like stand and stare at the sky, like right at the living room window, waiting, hoping for another one. So like when I realized that I can kind of emulate that sound, I was like so excited. This is like my favorite trigger noise to emulate, to make. Okay, let me try to do some. Let's do some thunderstorm, thunder for you, light rain. What is this? Oh, shoot. 1 second. Alright. I gotta find something else that will make that sound. I do have this beanbag. This one kind of sounds like waves, though. And another one of my like most favorite sounds is from this particular ASMR creator on YouTube. I think she goes by the name Crinkle ASMR, because all they post is like crinkling sounds, like crinkly plastic. Or like, what's it called? Crinkly paper, I guess. Wait. No, that's not papery enough. Let me get this these thumping noises like this. Let's see. Oh, this one. If you guys are familiar with ASMR and you know the creator by the name of JoJo's ASMR, he's famous for this one, I think. Let me see. I'm gonna see if it works on my mics up here. 1 second. Wait. Oops. Let's get some reverb up in here. There we go. I just brought like a bunch of random stuff lying around. Here's a little pop thingy I found. Not sure what sounds we can make with this, but let's find out. You guys into? Is anyone in here into lip smacking sounds? Mouth sounds. Let's see. Wait, I can do this. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Let's see if I play it up here. Yeah, those mics aren't in full commission right now. They're taking a break. nice looking skull. Ooh, it seems a little stressed. Here, let me cure that for you. Okay. Those mics are just not being helpful. See, what I can do is, for a moment, show you what it sounds like. It's gonna be a whittle, just a wee bit scuffed. If it's too loud, someone in chat needs to wake up and let me know, because I'm going to turn on, or I'm going to turn off the filter, one of the filters for those mics. We'll do the noise gate. That's what you hear without the noise gate. If that is too loud, somebody tell me. Okay, let's try this. It's kind of terrifying, but it's a little scary. But it also looks kind of cool. It sounds better in this mic here. It's like that picture I've seen somewhere, I don't remember where like the guy is holding the skull and he's like, to be or not to be. I don't know what that's from, but I've seen that somewhere. Okay, see, those are the sounds. That's why I turn on the noise gate. There's like big thumping sounds upstairs. Yeah. Okie dokie. And it's like friggin' 12:42, 12:43 in the morning. I mean, at night. Put Mr. Skeleton aside for now. I'm gonna tap on this peach for a bit because it smells so good. It actually smells like peach. Peach bud, peach bud, peach bud, peach bud. Okay. Bud. It's like a bud. Let's see if I can get this closer to the camera. Or, like, maybe, oh, you know what would work? This bow. Let's turn off the reverb. No, that's too rubbery. I think tapping is probably like a good bet for good sounds. Yeah, yeah. Let's do this for like 5 minutes so you can fall asleep. I mean, that's if you're not already asleep. One sec. Sleep soundly and comfortably. Yeah, I'm getting a message delivered to my head. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if life is just getting to that point where it's like, I need a break. I need things to just slow down. Take this very moment to slow down and remember that you are so valuable to this world, and there are treasures hidden within you. Some you know, some you've still yet to discover. That will greatly benefit this world. Don't give up on that hard work, whatever it is. Just slow down for a moment. Take a breath. is brave. Try this next one here. Open this silly buddy. You have yourself a good sleep. It's always a pleasure seeing you here. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later. I just read that part about Shiny saying it's like you're putting a sleep spell on me. No spells, no spells. Just good old science. I want to cover the Nike brand because I'm not sponsored by them. It is a comfy sweater though. I want to read some good old positive and encouraging messages. Let's see, to finish off here, because I'm getting sleepy myself. Let me just see what I can manage to find. One second. Alright, here's one. These are some, I guess some positive, one second. gonna find some good words, some motivational quotes, if you will. No, this is not a good website. Go away. Oh, I guess I can do this. Oh, that's so cliche. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Okay, what else? Give me something good. Give me something like powerful. Something that's gonna shake my soul. Something that will make me shiver. Ooh, this guy's a genius. I like what he says. Okay, this is inspirational quotes for your personal life. We're not gonna add some reverb to that because I think it's better if you hear it. Alright, so wait, this is not him. These are a bunch of okay, whatever. Here's a quote. People tell you the world looks a certain way. Parents, oh, you know what? 1 second. I just realized I have none of my alerts on. Oh, 1 second. I'll take that one. Yes. And, that's it. Yes. Go here. Put it there. And, put her there. That's better. Okay. All fixed. Y'all can follow and subscribe and donate bits now. The alerts are on. Okay, let's continue with these inspirational quotes. People tell you the world looks a certain way. Parents tell you how to think. Schools tell you how to think. TV, religion. And then at a certain point, if you're lucky, you can realize you can make up your own mind. Nobody sets the rules but you. I mean, unless it's like traffic rules, right? You can design your own life. That's true. If we just read that last part, that would have been powerful enough. That was way too lengthy. It could have been condensed to you can design your own life. Oh, I like that when ASMR artists do that. The web pulling from your eyes or something. It's like, wait, how do they do it? It's like, I love it. Okay, Lady Gaga. No, that's okay. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Is that so? Is that so? Well, yes. Because, for one, we can plan what we'd like. We can take control of what we're going to do in a day at set hours. What we can control is what happens towards us from other people. I mean, we can reposition ourselves. We can move out of the way. But there's just so many variables of things that can happen to us during like a day. It's insane how things just kind of like stay normal, if you will, on a day-to-day basis. Like, I've heard this man, Mr. Jordan Peterson, when he mentions how he's shocked how the world doesn't collapse every morning. And I used to think, like, what what the frick is wrong with this man? Why is he so, like, he's so, what's it called? Not condescending, but like, he thinks very negatively about a lot of things. And he's even said that. But, specifically, like, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna tell me that you think that the world should collapse, like, just any moment? Well, what we're talking about is, like, the uncertainty and, like, how are people just continuing to just keep working at, like, keeping the lights on, keep working, keeping, like, energy flowing, like, at the power plants, at the water plants, keeping clean water distributing to, like, well, first world countries, I guess. But, like, even though there's all this, like, chaos and just trouble and just problem after another problem after problems, people wake up and people go to their work and do, like, keep our freaking nation going, even though it's like all this talk about, like, there's no point, like, there's even this mass groups of people, like, saying life has no point, no meaning. It's like, oh my gosh, shut up. Let the people who actually care about life do, like get out of the way then. Like, go live on an island and start your own meaningless life, I guess. I don't know. But, like, I get it. There's just so much variables that can happen to us on a day-to-day basis, but things are just kind of like coasting on just getting by, or like normal. I don't know what I'm talking about, but let's keep reading quotes here. Let's see. Life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating it. Oh, I like that. Life is about creating yourself. It's like we're in charge of our actions, and we can design, like, what kind of life we want. And, well, you gotta want it, right? You gotta really want it. And, like, it's crazy, because, like, you can just sit down and think, what kind of life do I want? And then if you actually ask yourself, like, you actually care, you can like, I gotta stop saying like, you can take an adventure down that path and continue asking, well, okay, if I wanted this kind of life, what would I need to do? What's required of me? And am I willing to make the sacrifices to get that? Or to do this so that I can have this kind of life that I want for myself? And if, like, one of the answers is no, then you don't really want that life for yourself. Because, I don't know, it's like an obstacle or a problem that gets in our way is not, I don't think it's reason enough to say, like, you don't want something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm too tired. That's why I said, okay, this is gonna be the last thing we ASMR is these quotes, because I can't properly think. I'm just, like, reading. Let's see. Oh, I'll read this one in reverb, just cause. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us. And because of that, try to make sure our experiences are positive. By someone called Maya Angelou. I don't know who that is. And let's see. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. You see, the thing about failure is that I don't. This is gonna be another like perspective. Perspective. I said that correctly. I didn't accidentally repeat myself. This is a different perspective. The thing about the word failure, it's like I feel like that's not a correct word. It's almost like saying turn off the dark, where darkness is actually like the absence of light, right? I feel like failure is not the correct, like it's a weird word. I think the only time it should be used is like you failed this time and you might fail the next time. But it's not failure if you get back up and try again. It's a lesson. That's the perspective part. So this quote is like, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. It doesn't make sense. I think that failure, like if we were to try to describe what failure is not getting back up, not trying again. In that sense, I feel like failure is worse than doubt, because at least if you doubt, there's a chance that you might believe, and it could be like fake it till you make it. Maybe you don't believe that you are a certain way, but you do it so much that you become it, and then you believe it. But like failure is like you're not gonna get to that point, because failure is ceasing to try, just not getting back up. So I don't agree with that quote. I think that failure is worse than doubt. Okay, the next one. Okay, what else? Come on, I should make my own quotes. I'll make quotes off of these quotes. Whether you think you can or think you cannot, you're right. Oh, I like that one by Henry Ford. Well, that's who it's attributed to, but like that's so true. That's so true. I don't think I can do it. You're right. I think I can. You're right. Now go do it, or don't. Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do. Your attitude determines how well you do it. I like that. I like that a lot. See, because with like continuing ASMR, this is crazy because like I wasn't even thinking about. Well, actually, I was in the back, like it was in the back burner, but because of my YouTube channel, that's like attributed to it, or it's focused on ASMR. Oh yeah, which by the way, I almost forgot, like I said at the beginning of this stream that I would post that ASMR channel, if anyone's interested. Where was it? Right here. Can I just like copy my channel link? Will this work? guess we'll find out. But yeah, so there's a link if anyone's interested in checking out some of the wacky little ASMR videos that I've created. Yeah, that's the ASMR channel. So today I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like really focused on. I'm really nervous and excited because I decided to go full time on Twitch. In the day I'll be shouting, and in the night I'll be whispering. Shout by day, whispers by night. Now, I don't know if every night will be like ASMR, but maybe. Why not, right? Put in some extra hours, help people sleep, help people relax, connect with people. That'd be cool. Yeah. Let's see. What was I saying before? I'm so tired. I'm like losing my trains of thoughts, and they're so simple too. So, what I was saying was like, I was so excited and nervous about like going full-time Twitch streaming just because I can at this time, at this stage in my life, or this season, whatever, what have you. I'm able to dedicate these hours to streaming and just making my stream better, and working on like side things like creating content for YouTube or whatever. But yeah, like, what was it? I think it was because of the quote I just read. Whether you think you can. No, your talent determines what you can do. Alright, so like, what are some of the talents that we got here in this channel? Well, I think a lot. Holy smokes. I think about things so deeply. Probably not deep enough, but pretty deep. And I just want to share my thoughts. Like, whenever I do, when I'm with like family or friends or whatever, it's like when I'm comfortable sharing, people are like, well, it's pretty profound. Like, wow, that's I'm not like, I am tooting my own horn here, but like that's some of the, I guess, not everybody has that. Not everybody is willing to express their thoughts, and I don't blame them. The world hasn't really made it simple or comfortable to share what you're feeling or what you're thinking. And I mean, there is like those people that just stop caring altogether. I feel like they've gone off a little bit too far on the other end, where they just like get to the point where it's like, I don't care what people say or think about what I think or say anymore. So they just like let loose the gates of hell, if you will. And no matter who it hurts, because they don't care, right? I feel like that's a little bit on the extreme side, on the opposite side. And this is mostly for like introverts, obviously, because extroverts seem to have no problem connecting, sharing, communicating. But I wonder if like introvertism, introversion. Why did I say introvertism? Extroversion and introversion. I don't even know. Like, I wonder if that's like a biological thing, or if that's like a cultural thing that's like, maybe you're told to shut up as a kid, or maybe there's just too many kids in your family and you just kind of like float into the back and to nothingness, and you don't really have a place to give opinions or something. Like, I don't know, because the loud ones are already giving theirs. So I think, yeah, this is mostly for introverts, whatever that might be, those who lack extroversion. I kind of hated that. I have a little bit of resentment towards that personality assessment model, the ocean personality assessment, where it's like openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. it's like, okay, well, you have neuroticism, right? What about like extroversion? Why is it extroversion? So, like, you're saying that introverts lack extroversion? I mean, yes, it's true. But, like, I could say the same thing. Like, I think that extroverts lack introversion. I think that extroverts, people who just like speak their mind without a care, specifically those who speak their mind, who don't care about what people think at all. And I mean that literally. They don't mind or seem to be affected in any way if what they say or share hurts anyone. I think that, like I'm saying, I think that's too much off the deep end. I think that there's wisdom in finding a balance on expressing our thoughts, feelings, and, well, communicating them in a way that's like, I don't want to say acceptable, but like, or appropriate. It's not that. It's like there's this balance that needs to be struck. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Like, if you run your mouth off too much, you're seen as an extrovert, and it's like, it's annoying. But on the opposite end, if like you're an introvert, you don't say anything, you're just kind of like useless almost to people. Like, this person doesn't even help, they don't give a thought or an opinion. It's like, what that's not. But it's not easy for like introverts to share their thoughts, because I don't know, it's like there's this sensitivity in the heart of those who are introverts, and it's like a fragile thing too. Here's the thing. Most important or valuable things, I think, have the tendency to be fragile and can be broken quite easily. I think that's true. And, well, the heart of an introvert is a pretty fragile thing. But if you make, or if the introvert finds the chance or the environment to express their thoughts and feelings, they bring something so unique and so good to their environment, like just by the words they share or even the way they share them. It's just like it's like finding a hidden treasure, and it's so fragile, especially in a world that's so loud. But even though recently, we were all cast down into like an introvert style life's like sentence, the 2 years, was it 2 years? What a time. What a weird time. Global lockdown. Wow. The power of some people, huh? The nerve. That's crazy. But anyways, we're not talking about that here. We're talking about why was I talking about this? Talent. So I guess that's my talent. Introversion. But finally, not going off the deep end where I don't care about other people's, like, it's not that, okay, so I haven't gotten to the point. I think I put on the brakes before hitting that spot of, well, I don't care what people think or who I hurt in the process. Like, no, that's not it. That's not a talent of mine. I do care, but I will also share. my thoughts, my emotion, my opinions on everything now. I've gotten to the point, and with myself, where if I feel like, well, if I feel like sharing something on a certain topic, I will. Alright, the next part of this quote is like, your motivation determines how much you're willing to do. And so today I started like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go full-time YouTube. I'm gonna work on, full-time Twitch. I'll work on like bringing people from YouTube. I'll create content. I'll try to make it as good as I can, and I'll try to improve maybe like 1% every day, so that in 100 days it's like 100% increase, you know? And that motivation right now is running through my veins like crazy. I feel like it's like a drug, but I don't want it to be like a drug. I want it to be, this is the lifestyle that I am designing for myself. So like, I didn't plan to do ASMR today or tonight. I was just streaming today, and like my schedule is not meant for me to do streaming on Sundays, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyway, because I just like to do it. Excuse me. So that's why I see like, whoa, I'm willing to do quite a bit, but this is just day one. I mean, it's kind of bled over to the day two, but I do gotta go to bed soon, because I'm gonna wake up early so I can stream at 10 a.m., but that's gonna be my daytime. Whatever the frick, I'm just gonna like probably react to things that I browse online, you know, keep in touch with what's the frick is trending. Maybe I'll look at some like gardening stuff, like how to plant your own crops and stuff. That'd be cool. And then like a bit of gaming. And then I'll figure out tomorrow or tonight, Monday evening, after, you know, processing the day, analyzing, seeing how things went. Maybe I'll do another ASMR session. Gotta keep them short, like maybe 2 hours or something. I think I'll go until the 1 hour 30 minute mark. Yeah, that's right. I said that right. So like at 9 more minutes. I think I can say enough in 9 minutes. But and the attitude determines how well you do it. So I could have come at this with an attitude of like, well, I better do it or else. That's one way I thought about that. Or the path or journey towards becoming, well, the 1% of Twitch. It's gonna be an interesting one. And I'm thinking like, well, it's not about the end, it's about like what you become on the way there. And like the other day, it was like a perspective explosion here. I was sitting here and just doing some editing work, and it was evening, so close to my kid's bedtime, but my eldest, my 11-year-old Ellie, she asked me if I could take her to the park, and I'm like, I'm like in the middle of doing this editing. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And it was like a bother. It was like an obstacle at that time. But when we got there, and I was sitting down and just kind of like to the side, I don't remember. I think it was just on my phone. My youngest, Abby, came to me with like her little headband that she's made. She's got ears on them and stuff. One of the ears like collapsed, and she's like, "Here you go, Dad. Can you hold this?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah. I think I can fix it. Can I fix this for you?" I still haven't fixed it. This was like 2 days ago, and so in that moment, like I thought, wow, I thought this was the obstacle, like going separating from my work of like editing and then having to take my kids to the park. But what it turns out was, so I asked myself this question, like, why am I editing videos? Why am I trying on YouTube? What is that for? What's the purpose of it? And I thought about it and I'm like, well, I want to put my time and energy into something that creates joy in other people. And then I'm like, these kids are having, like, they're receiving joy by me taking my time and energy out of my day to let them do something that they love to do. I'm like, I'm in the thing that I thought was an obstacle. I'm like, I'm doing the thing that I want to become. Someone who shares their time and energy to produce joy in others' lives. That's why I'm doing YouTube, and that's what I'm doing with, like, whenever I thought that was an obstacle, but no, that's the whole thing. That's what I'm doing. So then my mind just, like, my perspective changed. I'm like, this isn't an obstacle. This isn't a problem. Like, it's all about timing there. It's like, I think everything can become part of the goal. If I think hard enough about it, I can find a perspective where everything that might be seen as an obstacle can be part of the goal along the way. I don't know. They say life's a journey, right? Not life's in the journey. Life's in the way there. It's not at the end. That's the end of life. I loved it. Anyways, let's keep reading quotes. We got like 5 minutes. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. I think so. That one is attributed to Marcus Aurelius. I think so. You want to be happy? Change the quality, not of your belongings and your possessions, but of your thoughts. Oof. That is good. Those are good words. Quality words. Because, like, just like I was saying, what I thought was an obstacle, what I thought was something negative holding me back, was actually from a different perspective. It was part of the thing that's helping me get to, not even helping me get to where I want to be. It was the very thing that I want to be. It's so crazy. So, like, let me think of another example. I hate sleep. I hate sleeping. I love it when I'm asleep. No, it's not even possible. I love that rest regenerates my energy. I love it because I like energy. I like having energy to do things. And unfortunately, the body has its limits. I think it's like 3 days with no sleep, then you start hallucinating or something. Don't try that. And so that's one of the things it's like a negative thing in my life. It's like when I think about sleep, it's negative. It does not bring happiness, but then perspective shift. The rest actually brings about more energy in my life, and that's what I need. That's what I want. That's what I love. I love having energy to do things I like. So how do I shift my thought? How do I turn that thought of like, ugh, sleep into a more quality thought. Just like, think about what the outcome of the sleep will be. And the outcome of the sleep is going to be more energy, a rested body. I'll be able to make pancakes without burning myself or anyone or the house. Alright, let's see what else. So yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna repeat it even in reverb by Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. By Marcus Aurelius. Okay, here's another one. Oh shoot. Okay, this is our last 30 seconds. Nothing. Here, let me turn off the friggin' music. Let's turn that down. Okay. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Yes. That's so freaking awesome. Okay, guys, I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with my regular stream. If you want to catch me, then if you have any thoughts or opinions, please share them. I'm always willing to listen. I think you can click on some of the links. It might take you to somewhere where you can write something, and I'll for sure get back to you. Thanks for joining and chilling out in my channel on this live. I can't wait for the next one. But till then, see ya. Bye-bye. 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 See you guys. Ta-ta. See you later. Ciao.